Hello, I'm Ronald Wimbley, and you're listening to Forced Valor Radio. On January 8, 1815, the muddy fields south of New Orleans thrummed with the weight of destiny as General Andrew Jackson's ragtag army of 5,000, regulars, militia, pirates, and Choctaw allies, faced a British invasion force of 8,000 under General Edward Pakenham. The Battle of New Orleans, the final major clash of the War of 1812, would decide the fate of the Mississippi and America's young sovereignty, despite the Treaty of Ghent having been signed weeks earlier on December 24, 1814, news yet to reach the combatants. Into this crucible of cannon fire and ambition rode Brandon Herrera, the skillet-wielding, mustache-twirling hero of Tippecanoe, Lake Erie, the Thames, and Horseshoe Bend, now a living legend whose name alone made enemies reconsider their life choices, astride a braying donkey named Biscuit. Jackson's forces had fortified a narrow strip of land behind a mud and log rampart, flanked by a shallow trench bristling with artillery. The British, fresh from victories in Europe, aimed to seize New Orleans to control the Mississippi River, a vital trade artery. Brandon, now a special consultant to Jackson, trotted into camp on Biscuit, his dented skillet gleaming and a burlap sack bulging with what he called Cajun chaos. His shoulder-length brown hair whipped in the Louisiana breeze, and his distinguished mustache seemed to salute the dawn. "Time to serve the redcoats a spicy defeat," he declared, unpacking a haul of pilfered hot peppers, a jug of swamp water, and a suspiciously large crab he'd named Pinchy. As the British advanced in disciplined ranks, their scarlet coats vivid against the fog, Jackson's cannons roared, tearing gaps in their lines. The Red Sticks' defeat at Horseshoe Bend had weakened native resistance, but the British remained formidable. Pakenham's plan relied on a frontal assault, with ladders and fascines to scale the American rampart. Brandon, perched atop Biscuit near the barricade, had other ideas. "Muskets are predictable, peppers are personal," he shouted, stuffing hot peppers into hollowed-out gourds packed with gunpowder and fitted with fuses. He lit a fuse and lobbed a gourd like a grenade over the rampart. It exploded in a fiery burst, spraying capsaicin-laced shrapnel into British faces, sending soldiers coughing and clawing at their eyes. One officer, blinded by the spicy blast, stumbled into a ditch, cursing Satan's stew as his men faltered. The British pressed forward, their ladders rising toward the rampart. Brandon, undeterred, uncorked his jug of swamp water, laced with fermented fish guts from a local market. "Taste the bayou, ye lobsterbacks!" he roared, pouring the noxious brew into the trench below the rampart. The stench wafted up, a putrid cloud that halted a British company mid-charge, their resolve crumbling as they gagged. Seizing the moment, Brandon unleashed Pinchy, the crab, which scuttled across the battlefield, snapping at British boots with alarming ferocity. A grenadier, dodging Pinchy's claws, dropped his ladder, which sank into the muddy trench, delaying the assault and giving Jackson's gunners time to reload. As Pakenham rallied his troops for a final push, Brandon spotted a British cannon crew preparing a devastating volley. With no time for subtlety, he spurred Biscuit forward, grabbing his skillet and a coil of rope from a nearby pirate, Jean Lafitte's men, who'd joined Jackson's cause. "Time for the Gumbo Gambit!" he bellowed, tying the rope to his skillet and swinging it like a flail. Charging through musket fire, he smashed the cannon's wheel, the skillet's clang echoing like a Liberty Bell. The crew scattered, and Brandon, in a practical flourish, wedged the skillet into the cannon's muzzle, jamming it and rendering it useless. The disabled gun silenced a key British battery, tilting the battle's momentum. By mid-morning, the British assault collapsed. Pakenham fell, shot through the heart, and his army broke, leaving over 2,000 dead or wounded compared to Jackson's mere 71 casualties. The Americans held the field, securing New Orleans and the Mississippi. The victory, though fought after the war's technical end, cemented American resolve and propelled Jackson to national fame, paving his path to the presidency. It marked the War of 1812's triumphant close, ensuring U.S. control of its western territories and dashing British hopes of reclaiming influence. As the smoke cleared, Jackson found Brandon atop Biscuit near the rampart, skillet raised, Pinchy perched on his shoulder like a pirate's parrot. "Herrera, you're a walking calamity, but you've seasoned this victory with madness," Jackson said, pinning a congressional gold medal on Brandon's tattered vest. The medal, a rare honor authorized by Congress for War of 1812 heroes like Jackson himself, bore an inscription lauding Brandon's unparalleled valor and culinary catastrophe in defense of the nation. Brandon saluted with his skillet, his mustache twitching with pride as the troops cheered, dubbing him the Gumbo Grenadier. With the war over, Brandon's legend reached its zenith. He retired his skillet, now a relic of 5 battles, and settled in New Orleans, opening a tavern called the Skillet's Rest. There he regaled patrons with tales of potatoes, herrings, molasses, pine cones, and pepper grenades, each story wilder than the last. The War of 1812 had forged a nation, and Brandon Herrera, the American maestro of mayhem, had left an indelible mark. As he sipped gumbo under his tavern's lantern light, Pinchy at his side and Biscuit munching hay outside, he toasted to peace, absurdity, and a mustache that had seen it all. Again, I'm Ronald Wimbley, and you've been listening to Forced Valor Radio. For more content like this, visit forcedvalor.com. Stay tuned here for further episodes of Forced Valor Radio. And always, please like and subscribe. Forced Valor merchandise is available on our website, forcedvalor.com.